Hello and welcome back to Unplayably Overpowered. Once again, we are here, and I think we're probably going to make this the final of the Forging series. That means next video will be the long-awaited tier list of all of the shenanigans we made over these 5 episodes. With that said, I think we need to get some more color variety. Last we left off, I had made way too many cards with the same deck name, and I had full intention of continuing where I left off because they'd been going really well. Probably going to be some more good cards in there. But I lost them. My computer crashed and I hadn't saved the JSON, so I don't have those anymore. Instead, I'm using that opportunity to forge with a very explicitly white mana name, which is Angelic Judgment. I'm sure we'll get some things other than white cards, but it's probably going to be pretty white. And I'm excited to see how it goes. So, let's get started. Champion of Lambhold. I recognize that name. Champion of Lambhold is a 3-mana, 2/2 white human cleric. It has Vigilance, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Champion of Lambhold. I like this. Obviously, it doesn't seem super... It's interesting in that this feels like, I guess, like a white-blue card, right? Like, if you were going to make this, instead of making it 1 white-white, you'd make it 1 white-blue, probably. Because the instant and sorceries feels very blue, and the Vigilance feels very white. I feel like that would work quite well. As far as this card, it's not unplayably overpowered. It's a pretty good, fair card. I'd love to see this card. This card looks like it would fit well into a lot of interesting decks in real Magic, without being, you know, overpowered. I think it looks great. I will fight on the sacred soul of Valoron, and stand in the defiance of our gods. And so shall you. Angelic Reflection is a 6-mana, 3/4 white angel. It has flying, and at the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying that's tapped and attacking. Well, a few problems here. So first of all, just 6 mana for a 3/4 flyer is way too expensive. It doesn't have a big enough effect. Making a 1/1 flyer every turn is not bad, but I still think it's not enough for the 6 mana overhead. But it is tapped and attacking, which means, well, it means it's tapped. So if you're not during combat, you can't be attacking. So even though this creates one attacking, it just would fail to be attacking. So you don't get like an extra bonus attack on your end step, although that would be cool. That would be fun if it was like on the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying, take an additional combat step. When this phase ends, take an additional combat step in which only this creature may attack, or something. It would be very silly. It would mess a lot of things up. Do you go back to the end step? What happens? I don't know. So, doesn't really work. It's more than just an angelic duty. I do it for my lord, Vishkal Paladin. Now, of course, we haven't saved any of these cards yet because we are looking only for the unplayably overpowered ones, or at least ones that are super good, even if not unplayably so. Bishop of Freyalise is a 3-mana, 3/2 white angel cleric. Ooh, I like angel cleric. You don't see that too often. It has flying, and at the beginning of each combat, if you control no creatures with flying, you gain 3 life. That is such an interesting shenanigan. I kind of am into that. Just the idea of, if you can remove flying from this, you gain 3 life every turn. It's each combat too. It's not each of your combat steps or anything. So if you could like remove the flying from this, if you could equip this with like, you know, the big hammer, that big hammer people like, I don't know the name of it. Maybe it's just Colossal Hammer. It might just be Colossal Hammer. There you go. It doesn't have flying anymore. Is that worth it? No, it's a lot of hoops to jump through. It's decent though. Like 3 life every combat step is not insignificant for certain. But you do have to jump through some hoops. If this didn't have the condition, if it just gave you 3 life every combat step, Yeah, that'd be super busted. That'd be super busted. Now, if it was at the beginning of each combat step, if you control no creatures with flying, and it didn't come with flying, would that be too strong? I don't know. I'm not sure. I kind of like this card. Like, it's weird, and it's, like, probably not, like, a hugely beneficial payoff for the annoyance of trying to make it work, but I mean, I don't know, it's pretty cool. When his breath first met hers, the angels agreed that the world was too small to contain his fiery embrace. Wrathful Angel. Ooh. A 3-mana white 2/2 angel with flying. For 4 mana, a Wrathful Angel gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Activate only once each turn. Wow, that is awful. That is so horribly bad. What are we even doing? It haunts the ruins of long-forgotten cities, waiting for a mortal soul to tempt it into its hungry embrace. I probably should pick up the pace so we can actually see what is going on. I feel like this series has morphed a lot since the first episode, and maybe I need to be a bit snappier with this. Rhymefang Pit Demon is a 3-mana 3/3 white cat demon. That's fun. It's kind of like, was it Jetmir from New Capenna? It was red, white, and green, and they're a cat demon? Yeah. Flying. Whenever Rhymefang Pit Demon or another cat demon, specifically cat demon, not just cat or demon, enter the battlefield under your control, target creature an opponent controls gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. That is a complicated effect, but what do we have here? 3-mana 3/3 flyer, perfectly reasonable. ETB, give something -X/-X, number of creatures in your graveyard. That might be none on turn 3, that might be 1 or 2 on turn 3, or if you're playing some kind of like white self-mill. I don't think I've ever seen like a dedicated white self-mill deck, and I bet that would be really fun. There's a lot of like interesting resurrection in white. I guess the question is there enough mill in white? Huh. I feel like you'd have to go like white-black or white-blue or something. Which I'd be into. I think that's fun. Yeah. So, could be pretty decent, and then it doesn't really do much else once it's sitting on the battlefield because how many other cat demons you have. Except, if you're playing, like, you know, a standard format, constructed format, if you have a Rhymefang Pit Demon on the field and then you play another Rhymefang Pit Demon, then that's 2 triggers going off, right? Because one sees itself enter, and the other one sees the new one enter. I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool. It like combos with itself. You still need to find your own way to fill the bin, but I kind of like it. It's not overpowered, but I like it a lot. He's still angry about the snake. Angelic Procession is a 5-mana white angel. It's a 3/2, it has flying, and when Angelic Procession enters the battlefield, draw a card. Simple, not that interesting, actually kind of weak. I think this could go for like 3 or 4 mana. Yeah, not that interesting. Greetings, Honored One, my name is Abzan Champion. Sorry, it's really funny to me. She trilled, I will take you on a tour of the holdings of Abzan and Liliana Vess. You may choose to stay or leave, but one thing I know. Angelic Judge, that's fitting for the name of this deck. Angelic Judge is a 3-mana 1/1 white angel. It has flying, and for white, Angelic Judge gets +1/+1 until end of turn. This is trash. Moving on. Greetings, mage. The Oracle is standing right here. Don't make me get up and give you the bad news. Angelic Avenger is a 4-mana white angel. It's a 2/4. It has flying, it has vigilance, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay generic and white. If you do, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token with vigilance. Huh. 4 mana for a 2/4 flying vigilance. That seems kind of okay. Vigilance is a lot stronger than I think people give it credit for. And bundled with flying? Yeah. Okay, no, I quite like that. And then you can spend 2 mana for a 1/1 once per turn. The 1/1 has vigilance if that matters, which it might not. Once you're 1/1s, vigilance is less relevant, but eh. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I like it. Cool card. Avengers never die. They are sent back to fight another day. Behold, the moon! What is this? That's really funny to me. Behold the Moon is a 3-mana white instant. Prevent all damage that will be dealt this turn to any number of target creatures. Oh, it's a one-sided fog. Right? It's not prevent all damage that would be dealt to or by any number of target creatures. But it also means that any damage coming to your face is not prevented. Huh. I quite like this. 3 mana might be too expensive for this effect, but you could really mess up a board by making like someone attacks you with everything and you block and you trade and then you cast Behold the Moon and then they lose everything and you don't lose anything. I don't know. Your faith in the Church of Akrasa is not misplaced. The moon's reflection in your blades will guard you against unseen evils. Council of Shadows. Ooh, hey, it's not just mono white. Fall of the Fallen. It's a great name. Fall of the Fallen is a 3-mana white and blue instant. Exile target card from a graveyard. Create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. This is trash. That's okay. To the soldiers of Haster, fallen comrades are not buried, but guarded from harm. Daharum the Devoted. Alright. Picking up. Angel of Glory's Ruin is a 5-mana 4/4 white angel with flying. For 2 mana, target player discards a card at random. Okay, that's actually pretty good. 5 mana is expensive, but you do get a 4/4 flyer. But 2 mana repeatedly, as much as you can afford it, not even like once per turn. That's okay. I'm gonna save it. I don't think it's gonna make it very high in the tier list, but I think I will save this. Boop. It'll do. Cool. If you can bear its appearance, you can endure the rumbling echoes of the fallen city. Righteous Judgment is a 5-mana white instant. Destroy target attacking or blocking creature. Wow, it's just the most overpriced white removal. Do I hear the sound of Righteous Judgment? Heragul, Watchtower Witch. I like the idea of a Watchtower Witch. That's very fun. Crop Dusting Harrier is a 3-mana white 2/2 bird cleric. It has flying and tap. Target player mills 2 cards. Okay. Go well with that other one that cares about mill. Okay. Crop Dusting Harriers thrive on burning fields. I guess so. Last Breath is a 5-mana white instant. Why did you choose to make a 5-mana instant? Create 3 2/2 white angel creature tokens with flying. Okay. Spells you cast this turn can be reshuffled. Okay, so rules is written, that doesn't mean anything. That's not a real concept. But if Wizards printed a card like this and didn't give us reminder text for what that means, we would all probably guess the same thing, right? That spells you cast this turn, you may choose to shuffle into your deck, your library, when the spell resolves, right? And like, I don't know if that's good, but it's interesting. 5 mana instant speed, 3 2/2s is not a bad rate. With flying, I feel like there's gotta be an actual real example of this exact effect. Maybe this is not that strong. This certainly isn't unplayably overpowered. I like this card, but it's not like unplayably overpowered. I don't think it's even overpowered. I think it's just a cool card. I think it's probably the correct rate. is really what it is. But I like it. Huh. Angelic Guardians gathered to defend the dawn. Mage's Apprentice is a 4-mana 2/2 white angel. It is flying, and for a single white, Mage's Apprentice gets +0/+1 until end of turn. Huh, you don't see that very often. I've heard people call it butt breathing before, which is very silly, but I know what that means. It increases toughness instead of attacking. Instead of increasing power. This is definitely too expensive. And honestly, increasing your toughness situationally is way less powerful than increasing your power situationally, so. Yeah. Even the dead have a name. I'll remember it. Thassa, God of the Sea. Sky Shroud Sentry is a 4-mana 2/2 white bird soldier. It has flying, and Sky Shroud Sentry enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the number of creatures you control. Okay. This is like one of those, like, predefined stats, right? Like, its power and toughness are each equal to the number of creatures you control, except they're counters, so if those creatures go away, you don't get smaller, and it's 2 plus the number of creatures you control, right? At minimum, this is a 3/3, because it will see itself as a creature you control. So, 4 mana for a 3/3 flyer is fine. 4 mana for a 3/3 flyer with the potential of upside? I'd run this. I'd run this. This weapon is useful. It could carry me for many miles. Cloaked Courier. But, not broken. Shroud Guard Angel is a 3-mana 2/2 white angel with flying. For white, regenerate Shroud Guard Angel. I actually love this. I know. I like Regenerate maybe more than I should. It's cool. Bring back Regenerate. She watched over her people, guarding them from the very angels themselves. I mean, like, it's a 3-mana 2/2 flyer, which is fine, and then you just pay 1 and it can't die. It's just like, great. Skittering Cut Purse is a 2-mana. Skittering Cut Purse is a 2-mana white 1/1 dwarf artificer. For white, creatures you control get +1/+1 until turn. Now we're talking. That is actually busted. That is legitimately straight up actually a busted card. I don't even know if I'd feel bad playing this or not, though. Like, it's the kind of busted that's not like, well, it's not instant win the game, but, like, it's so strong. That's so strong. Skittering Cut Purse. Alright, I give up. Now show me the code. I don't know what that means, but all the power to you, Dwarf Artificer. Angel of Jubilation is a 3-mana 1/1 white cat cleric. I feel like I should have talked about the last card more. I don't know, it's just busted. You buff your entire board for a single white. It's amazing. It's great. Angel of Jubilation, 3-mana 1/1 white cat cleric. Not to be confused with a cat demon. It has lifelink for 2 mana, one of which has to be white. Put a +1/+1 encounter on target creature. That's fine. It's a repeatable mana sink. It's pretty cool. They're counters, so they stick around. It only hits one thing, and it's only 2. It could be so much stronger. Like, it's not going in my Unplayably Overpowered pile, but it's very good. The rest of the angels marched onward, but not even the lead banners could withstand the might of their commander. Centurion of the Waters. No, that can't be right. Wastes! Centurion of the Wastes is a 3-mana white star human soldier with Defender. I love a Defender. Centurion of the Wastes' power and toughness are each equal to the number of swamps you control. I love this. This card's not very good, honestly. Defender really holds this one back, but I love this. I don't know what it is about off-type lands to color that I really like, but it just feels good. It's the Centurion of the Wastes. It's a white card that hangs out in the swamp. It's great. I love it. The oaths that Centurions swore still resound across the broken wastes. I feel like what's interesting about the idea of, like, your power and toughness are defined by your swamps is that, like, I don't know what the rate needs to be for, like, a black card that's power and toughness are swamps. Those exist. Those are the real cards that have that effect. I think it needs to be a lot cheaper for that same effect if you're off-type, because you can only have... It's much harder to have a huge influx of... like, a huge mass of swamps at that point. So your rate needs to be a lot better. It needs to be a much cheaper creature for that same ability. Which is cool. It allows it to be much cheaper. And I think since you're the way, I think if I recall correctly, like, 3 mana is much cheaper than the actual, like, black cards I can think of. Although I think those cards might have, like, flying, which does change the math. And of course, this is Defender, so it's like straight up even worse. This would be cool at like 1 or 2 mana though. I wonder if that'd be too strong. Probably at 1 mana. Maybe, I could see this as a 2 mana spell though. The oaths that Centurion swore still resound across the broken wastes. I might have read that already. I feel like I did. Maybe even twice. Angelic Host is a 3 mana 2/1 white angel. It has flying, and when Angelic Host enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens with flying. Ooh, that's quite good. A 3 mana for 3 bodies. A total of 4/3 in stats. All of which that has flying. I mean, that's just good. That's just good. It's not unplayably good. It is just good. To protect humanity from its enemies, the Angelic Host was formed. I bet this set probably would have made a very good, like, limited pool, honestly. Not the spirit of the videos we're trying to make today, unfortunately, but, ooh, actually would have made a great limited pool. I should play more limited. It's fun. Assemble the Boughs is a 2 mana white instant. Destroy target creature with power 2 or less. Draw a card. Huh. I quite like this. Yeah. I mean, the limitation makes it pretty limiting, but it is power. It's not, like, mana value. It's a 2 mana kill spell that draws you a card. Like, that's not bad. Each time we've been reborn, we've received the gift of a second chance. I mean, obviously not overpowered for our purposes. For our purposes, that would need to be, like, 1 mana kill something, draw a card. No questions asked. Like, that's the AI ridiculous power level that we're going for. Magnus Enforcer is a 3 mana 2/2 white human wizard. It has vigilance and tap. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Moving on. I'm going to stop reading flavor text, I think, because I need to move on. I need to go faster. Celestial Protector is a 5 mana 2/4 white angel. It is flying, and when Celestial Protector enters the battlefield, if you control a creature with flying, such as itself, create a 1/1 white angel creature token with flying. So it's a 5 mana for a 2/4 and a 1/1. It's fine. Moving on. Luminous Angel. 4 mana, white and blue, 3/2 angel. It has flying, and when Luminous Angel enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of the library in any order. I like this card. 4 mana, 3/2 flyer that draws you a card, but is the best, quote-unquote, of the top 4. Very cool. Like it, not broken. Herald of Anafenza is a 4 mana, 2/2 white human cleric. It has flying, and as Herald of Anafenza enters the battlefield, choose an artifact card in your hand, or an opponent's hand, reveal it, and you gain 2 life. The fact that it's like choosing an artifact card implies that it's like, it's not reveal an artifact card from your hand, right? You're choosing one. If you already had, if your opponent's hand was already revealed, I feel like it would be legal to choose an artifact card in their hand, but this does not allow you to look at their hand and then choose an artifact card if there is one, so yeah, you can only choose one if it exists. It's weird that you can choose it before you reveal it, and you just kind of have to trust that it's an artifact card before it gets revealed. It's going to be revealed immediately, so it's fine, but this is weird wording. And then all it does is gain you 2 life, so like, it doesn't even matter. It's a 4 mana 2/2 that ETB gives you 2 life. It's moving on. Angelic Avenger is a 4 mana white angel. It's a 3/3. It's an angel. We said that already. It is flying, and cumulative upkeep. Sacrifice an artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, put an age counter on this, then sacrifice it unless you pay its upkeep cost for each age counter on it. I want to see more like weird upkeep costs, like upkeep draw a card, or upkeep your opponent like target destroy target creature, or like something stupid. I'd be into it. I think that'd be fun. 4 mana 3/3 with an upkeep. This is bad. Okay, Stentia Angel is a 3 mana 2/2 white angel. It is flying. When Stentia Angel enters the battlefield, target opponent loses 2 life. You gain 2 life. That's not bad for 3 mana. Yeah, that's quite good. I'd run that card. Sanctifier of Tyrants is a 2-mana 2/1 white angel cleric with flying. Whenever Sanctifier of Tyrants becomes blocked, it deals 2 damage to each creature blocking it. That's pretty good. I like that. I don't think it's unplayably overpowered, but I think it's in the conversation. The voice of tyrants is strong in this city. It rings through the air, pulling the righteous to its side. Yeah, it's just like a decent body that also you can't really block very well. It blocks as if it was a 4/2, like, or 4/1. Or, I'd say it blocks as if it had double strike, right? Because it deals 2 damage, and then it goes to regular combat damage. Yeah. Elite Arcanist is a 2-mana 2/1 white human cleric. When Elite Arcanist enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. That's fine. Okay. Omen of the Sea is a 3-mana 2/2 white angel cleric. It has tap, prevent the next 1 damage that will be dealt to any target this turn, and white, prevent the next 2 damage that will be dealt to target creature you control this turn. That is actually really cool. That's a really cool design. It's like, I have this tap ability that's free, except for I have to tap, and then you can continue to pay a premium of white mana to do the same-ish ability further. In this case, the white mana is actually, like, a stronger thing. It can't hit face, it can only hit creatures, but still, cool. I quite like this. I quite like this, actually. I don't think it's broken, but I quite like it. We offer the might of heaven and a sign from the depths of hell. Exemplar of Justice is a 6-mana 3/3 white angel. It has flying and has vigilance, and Exemplar of Justice gets +2/+2 as long as you control an angel or a angel creature. So, you know, if you can find a way to do that, you know, or an angel creature, you get a 5/5 flying vigilance. It's not terrible. I mean, it really isn't terrible. It's a 6-mana 5/5 with flying and vigilance. You know, there's worse things than that. But there's better things, too. Smashing Hammers is a 4-mana white instant destroy target artifact. Foretell 4. That's kind of useless. Foretell, for those you don't know, means during your turn you may pay 2 and exile this card from your hand face down. Cast it on a later turn for its Foretell cost. So, generally you get like a discount, or like you're paying it in like parcel. You know, you're paying it in installments. Yeah, there's no reason to ever do that unless you're like, I don't know, running out of hand space or something. Faithful Sentinel is a 5-mana white 3/3 angel cleric. It has flying. As long as you control a cleric, such as itself, Faithful Sentinel gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. This is a 5-mana 4/4 flying vigilance. So, yeah, we're seeing the same effect again, basically, right? Once again, it's a pay 1 more mana for its size and stats, flying and vigilance. Okay. I mean, yeah, sure. Avenging Angel. I feel like, okay, I mean, I guess I shouldn't be that surprised that we're seeing very similar names over and over again. Yeah, okay. Avenging Angel is a 4-mana 2/2 white angel with flying. Whenever Avenging Angel deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 1. If you do, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. I quite like this. It is 4 mana. It's not going to be hitting face till turn 5 at the earliest. But a 2/2 with vigilance every turn is pretty decent. Its body's pretty small. Yeah, moving on. Stormcaller Griffin is a 4-mana 2/3 white griffin. It is flying and white. Creatures you control gain double strike until end of turn. Okay. Yes, actually. For 4 mana, once again, kind of expensive, but at bare minimum, you can throw this down on turn 5 and pump your team. I mean, I think it's in the conversation for sure. For sure. Double Strike's just really strong. Yeah, you can't, like, spend 4 mana and give everything, like, quadruple strike or anything. Thank goodness. But yes. Celestial Chimera. That's a great name. I wish this was an Angel Chimera. That would be fun. Yes. Is an Angel Chimera just a Sphinx? Maybe. Celestial Chimera is a 4-mana 3/2 white angel. It has flying, and Celestial Chimera can block only creatures with flying. 4-mana 3/2 with downside. Love to see it. Relic Skimmer is a 3-mana 2/2 white bird. It has flying, and when Relic Skimmer dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Okay. Yeah, it's a 3-mana 2/2 flyer that you can't die. Okay. Yeah, I like it. To skim is to cut through the wind. To fly is to carry the future. Again, not unplayably so, but like, I'd run it. I would definitely include it in my like AI level, power level deck. Radiant Cavalier is a 4-mana 2/2 white human knight. Radiant Cavalier's power and toughness are each equal to the number of creatures you control. Oh, so that overwrites the 2/2? Okay. For 4 mana, Radiant Cavalier gains First Strike. This sucks. Lion's Eyes is a 2-mana white instant. Create 2 1/1 white lion creature tokens with lifelink. I really like this. It's a really good rate for tokens. They have lifelink. They're lions, which is funny because that's not a creature type. Cat would be the creature type. This card's a banger all around. Absolutely adore that. Is it unplayably overpowered? No, but it's funny. And good. Like, legitimately, it is a good card. It's not going to win you the game on the spot, which is really what we're looking for, but it is very good. Warrior of Radetsky is a 3-mana 2/2 white human knight. It has haste. Ooh, that's interesting. Whenever Warrior of Radetsky or another warrior, which it is not a warrior, interestingly enough, enters the battlefield under your control, you may gain 1 life. Huh. Alright. Royal Companion is a 4-mana 2/3 white cat soldier. As long as it's your turn, Royal Companion gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. Oh, that's kind of cool. So it's a 4-mana 3/4 when attacking. It doesn't tap when attacking, and then on your opponent's turn, it doesn't really matter that it only has vigilance in your turn because that's only when it's relevant. But yeah, okay. Silent Resolve is a 4-mana white and blue instant. Prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to any target this turn. That's it. Divine Enforcer is a 2-mana white human cleric. It's a 1/1. It has protection from black, and for white, prevent the next 1 damage that will be dealt to target white or black creature this turn. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, it's a pretty good rate. Yeah, cool. Shadow Servant is a 2-mana 2/2 white human cleric. It has flying, and whenever you cast a black spell, Shadow Servant gets +2/+2 until end of turn. I like this. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how much like spell slinging you're doing in black, but like, you could. You could. There's some spell slinging options in black. I don't know. I'm getting more and more interested in white-black recently. I used to kind of not like it. Like, I like black. Yeah, I don't know. White-black feels like it's like the worst version of both somehow. I don't know. Nah. Aesthetically. Breath of the Wild. Topical. Breath of the Wild is a 5-mana white instant. Destroy target enchantment. It can't be regenerated. Wow, that is really expensive. Okay, moving on. What does that say? Amru Tawaruk's Favor is a 2-mana white instant. Counter target spell. Create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. This is excellent. This is excellent. Once again, like, none of these are unplayably. This is like, oh yeah, I would definitely run that in my AI Magic deck. Like, I've seen such ridiculously just, like, win the game cards. I remember one card that, like, made you do a whole bunch of, like, math and, like, target 4 different things, and then at the end of it, it was just like, then win the game. It's just like, oh, none of that mattered. Great. Orzhov Guildmage. Well, I guess we have to read the flavor text, don't we? Orzhov Guildmage is a 3-mana 1/4 white human cleric. If it has abilities, we don't know because they're cut off in favor of having the flavor text. We are to live in the past, for the present, and for the future. We are to live in the present, for the past, and for the future. We are to live in the past, for the present, and for the future. We are to live in the present, for the past, and for the future. We are to live in the past, for the present, and for the future. We are to live in the past, for the present, and for the future. We are to live in the past, for the present, and for the future. We are to live in the past, for the present, and for the future. We are to live in the... So yeah, it seems pretty good. Mirthriest Brute. Mirthriest is a cool word. Mirthriest Brute is a 3-mana white and blue instant. Destroy target artifact. Foretell, white, blue. Okay, so you can see how that actually, theoretically, you can pay 2, and then you pay 2 on another turn, and that might be better than paying 3 on one turn. You can see how the foretell is relevant. It's still not great, but it's, you get it. Cool. Word of Seizing is a 3-mana white instant. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Fine. Verdant Angel is a 3-mana 2/2 white angel cleric with flying. Whenever Verdant Angel attacks, if you attacked with creatures with flying this combat, you gain 2 life. When it attacks... So I am actually still not 100% sure how this works. I've heard people say, like, well, you haven't attacked with creatures yet, because it is in the process of attacking, and it has not yet attacked. I don't know... I don't think that's right. I think this just says whenever this attacks, gain 2 life, but I'm not 100% sure. Either way, it's a 3-mana 2/2 flyer. Seems pretty alright, honestly. Urza Archmage is a 3-mana 2/2 white human wizard when... Oh, Atrata. Sorry, not errata. Atrata Archmage enters the battlefield. If you control a commander, you may have it deal 3 damage to target creature. Huh. So this is not that strong. It's a 3-mana 2/2 that, assuming you can jump through the hoops, deal 3 damage to a creature, which is fine, but not, like, super busted. What's interesting about this is it's often you see, like, if you control your commander, right? A commander makes more sense because you could have 2 commanders, for example, if you have partner. So your commander always feels a bit, like, weird. Both of them count as your commander, but whatever. But also, if you mind controlled your opponent's commander, you control a commander, just not your commander, which I think sounds fun. Invading Sorcery is a 6-mana white sorcery. Invading Sorcery deals 2 damage to each creature. Boo! Lights Out is a 3-mana white instant. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. That's fine. Angelic Archangel is a 6-mana 4/4 white angel with flying. As long as our Angelic Archangel is in the battlefield, it gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. So it is a 5/5 with vigilance. Once again, 6 mana for a 5/5 flying vigilant sounds good to me. Graceful Savior is a 3-mana 1/3 white angel cleric. Flying. When Graceful Savior enters the battlefield, return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Go straight to the battlefield. Okay. You know, this isn't bad. I'll save this. It's not bad. That's the thing. It's like, I don't want it's not bad. I want absolutely stupid. I'm looking for stupid. Mirari's Angel is a 4-mana white and blue 2/2 angel. It has flying, vigilance, and when Mirari's Angel enters the battlefield, draw a card. Sure. Sacred Avenger is a 3-mana 2/2 white cat soldier with flying. Sacred Avenger attacks each combat if able. Sacred Avenger gets +1/+1 as long as you control a plains or a mountain. So, it's a 3-mana 3/3 with flying that must attack every turn. Not amazing. Knight of the Angels is a 3-mana 2/2 white human knight. He has protection from black, and for 3 mana, Knight of the Angels gains indestructible until end of turn. Cool. Aiming Fire. Yes, that's an I. For a second I thought it was an L. Aiming Fire is a 2-mana white instant. Target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Sure. Slum Magistrate is a 2-mana 2/1 white human wizard. When Slum Magistrate enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an equipment card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. That's pretty good. It needs a right deck, but it's like a tutor without any like hoops. It's just a 2-mana sorcery speed tutor plus a 2/1. I mean, I probably wouldn't run it. Nissa's Pilgrimage is a 5-mana white instant. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Okay. Angel of Grace is a 5-mana 2/3 white angel cleric with flying. For white, Angel of Grace gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Great, sure, good. Holy Strength is a 3-mana white instant. Destroy target artifact. Holy Strength deals 2 damage to any target. Sure, why not? Inexorable Tide is a 5-mana 5/5 white angel with flying and trample. Now we're talking. Whenever Inexorable Tide deals combat damage to a player, that player sacrifices a creature. I like it. I would run this though. Like, I wouldn't feel bad running this. But I do like it. It's very cool. Knight of Angelic Justice is a 2-mana 1/2 white human knight with vigilance. White. Knight of Angelic Justice gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Sure, that's like kind of a much better version of that effect than we saw previously. The exact same effect, but it has a smaller like overhead. The smaller overhead I think is relevant here. Knight of Angelic Light is a 3-mana 2/3 white human knight with first strike at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you control a knight, such as this, you may have target creature block Knight of Angelic Light. That's cool. I'm into that. It's a fun effect. Radiant Protector is a 5-mana 3/4 white angel flying and protection from red. Lumen Grid Angel is a 4-mana white 2/3 angel with flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may pay 1. If you do, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. That's not bad. Every turn getting a 1/1 for 1. It costs 4 mana though. Angelic Judge is a 4-mana 2/3 white angel with flying. For 3 mana, target creature gains vigilance until end of turn. Giant Custodian. Yeah, that's what that says. Giant Custodian is a 2-mana 2/1 white cat knight. First strike, whenever Giant Custodian attacks defending player, sacrifices a creature. Okay, that's actually amazing. That's really impressive. So like, I do want to take some time to talk about this because it might be unclear why this is busted, whereas other things that were similar were just kind of okay. It's because this is 2 mana, right? Throw this down on turn 2. It's a 2/1. Then, on attack, if this doesn't get removed, you get to attack with this on turn 3. Your opponent must sacrifice a creature, and that is before blocks or damage. This is on attack. So then, if there's still a creature left behind that your opponent has, this is a 2/1 first striker. It might be able to eat that creature without dying in response. And then you do that just every turn. As long as your opponent can't generate more creatures than you, or destroy this some other way, which, like, yeah, they could just kill it to a murder, or even ping it to 1 damage. It's only 1 health, or toughness, whatever. So, it has its own weakness, don't get me wrong, but the fact that this is so oppressive, because it can just be forcing that sacrifice every single turn so early in the game, your opponent might just never be able to get their feet under them. It guards the sacred shrines and sacred relics of the League of Noble Halls. So, yeah, I don't know. Angelic Outrider is a 2-mana 2/2 white cat soldier. It has lifelink, and as long as you control an angel, Angelic Outrider has lifelink. Well, you almost did it, Urza's AI. You almost got there. You actually said, as long as you control something other than itself, and that's kind of cool, right? It's not an angel. It's angelic, but it's not an angel. But if there is an angel around, it becomes better, and no, it doesn't actually. It already has lifelink. It's irrelevant. Pretty cool otherwise, though. Knight of Angelic Ranks is a 3-mana 2/2 white human knight. It has flying and has vigilance, and whenever Knight of Angelic Ranks or another creature you control dies, you gain 2 life. I quite like this. I kind of want to make like a White Angels deck in Urza's AI sometime. I feel like there's a lot of really solid, good, interesting cards that don't feel super busted, which is kind of great. Angel of Finality is a 3-mana 2/2 white angel. Flying. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, Angel of Finality deals 1 damage to any target. Ooh. Ooh, yes please. Yes please, I will take that, thank you. Whenever a creature, not one or more creatures, whenever a creature. That's very cool. I like that a lot. Angelic Artisan is a 5-mana 3/3 white angel with flying. Tap, target creature gains flying until end of turn. Well, that's kind of cool. It's too expensive, but otherwise. Watchful Archangel is a 5-mana 3/4 white angel with flying, lifelink, and vigilance. I'm into that, but again, it's kind of expensive for how big its stats are. I don't know how big that should be, though, honestly. It's got 3 keywords. Is 3/4? Is 5 mana for a 3/4 with that many keywords right? Certainly not pushed, I don't think. Angel of Glory's Rise is a 4-mana 3/3 white angel with flying. As Angel of Glory's Rise enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Prevent all damage that will be dealt to and dealt by creatures of the chosen type. Holy crap, I love this. What? Are you kidding? Wow. That's fascinating. It's dealt to and by. So, like, you can't just name angels and then protect yourself and be like, haha, my creatures can't ever die, and they just swing for face all the time. No, they won't deal any damage. So either you need to, like, choose your own creature type and then have other worms, like have, like, burn to kill your opponent or something, or, like, a few finishers that aren't, like you have, like, your army of angels, and then you also have, like, one other thing that's not an angel to, like, win the game. Or you name what is threatening you on your opponent's board, and you can't kill them, but they can't kill you anymore, and that could be... This card's fair. This card's fair. 4 mana for a 3/3 flyer that... Holy crap, this is a good design. The destiny of all life depends on the light. I'm saving this, but not under Unplayably Overpowered. I'm just saving it. Maybe it should be. Yeah, you know what? I'll move it into the folder. It's still worth discussion during the tier list, even if it's not on... Like, yeah, we've saved enough things that are just kind of good. Angelic Avenger is a 5-mana 2/2 white angel with flying. For 3 mana, Angelic Avenger gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Okay. Foresee the Future. That makes sense. What else are you going to foresee? Foresee the Future is a 4-mana white instant exile target enchantment cycling 1. Okay, 4 mana is a lot, but otherwise, yeah. Something that just exiles a specific thing. Only is a very specific target, but then it cycles itself. How about that? Oh! Wait, I didn't... There's more text. When you cycle Foresee the Future, you may pay 2. When you do, return target enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. Huh. So it's 3 mana, draw a card, and return a enchantment from your graveyard to your hand. That's not bad. That's cool. In the right deck, yeah. Knight of Grace is a 3-mana 2/2 white human knight with first strike. For 2 mana, create a 1/1 white human creature token with lifelink. Ah, that could get out of hand, actually. That could very much get out of hand. Yeah, I think so. I do, in fact, think so. All are judged. All must answer. May God give me strength so that I may conquer fear. I don't know, just like reliable token creation. Yeah. Angelic Avenger is a 5-mana 3/3 white angel with flying. Whenever Angelic Avenger deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 1. If you do, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token with flying and vigilance. I think it's too expensive. I like it otherwise. It's flying and vigilance on the token, which is nice. But 5 mana as the overhead, I don't know if that's good enough. Angelic Avenger, again, is a 3-mana 2/2 white angel with flying. Angelic Avenger attacks each combat fable. Okay. Heavenly Light Angel is a 6-mana 4/4 white angel with flying. For 2 mana, prevent all damage that will be dealt to Heavenly Light Angel by creatures you control. It doesn't say this turn or, like, the next source, though. So, like, if you had some weird combo, maybe? Probably not. Avenger of Zendikar is a 3-mana 2/2 white angel with flying and vigilance. Whenever you cast a spell that targets only you, put a +1/+1 counter on Avenger of Zendikar. That's too specific. Yeah. It's too specific. It's cool, though. I kind of like it. It's already got Flying and Vigilance, so it's like a decent body. 3 mana for a 2/2 Flying and Vigilance is fine. And then it's going to grow. I like it. How many spells are there that target you, though, right? Like, in black, you've got, like, target player loses life and gains a card, or draws a card, or whatever. And so it is a target, but usually it's just, like, scry 2. It's not target player scries 2, or whatever. I don't know. Immerse is a 3-mana white instant. Create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. You gain 2 life. It's a bit expensive. Serra Ascendant is a 2-mana white 1/1 angel with flying. When Serra Ascendant enters the battlefield, if you control an angel, you gain 3 life. 2 mana for a 1/1 flyer and gain 3 life. Wrathful Adjudicator is a 4-mana 3/2 white angel cleric with flying. When Wrathful Adjudicator enters the battlefield, target opponent gains control of target creature you control with power 4 or greater until Wrathful Adjudicator leaves the battlefield. Now, I mean, I do love a treachery effect. That's what I usually... I don't know if that's like what the community calls them. Community probably calls them something else, but I call them treachery effects because I come from Hearthstone, and that was the card in Hearthstone that did that effect, where you get to give something to your opponent. I think that's really fun. If we assume that that is a downside, then this is a 4-mana 3/2 flyer with a downside, which is bad. If it's an upside, it's a very niche upside. I don't think it's worth it. Angelic Outrider is a 4-mana 2/2 white angel with flying. Angelic Outrider enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. Oh, that's fun. As long as Angelic Outrider has a +1/+1 counter on it, it has flying. It already has flying. At best, this is a 4-mana 5/5 with flying, which is like good if you can pull that off. So if you're in a 3-color deck, this is pretty good. I'm kind of into that. If you're in a monocolored deck, it's still a 4-mana 3. This is great. Again, not overpoweredly, like, it's not broken, but it's good. It's quite good. You don't even have to, like, the ceiling is not that high that it's too hard to reach, and it's still a good power level, even if you hit the floor. Like, I feel like it's a very reasonable floor to ceiling, like, span, where everything between floor and ceiling feels good, without it feeling too busted. I quite like that. Jace's Defeat is a 2-mana white instant. Prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn. You gain 4 life. I like it. Like, as far as fogs go, it's pretty good. It's 2 mana, which is, I think, expensive for fog. I think fogs are usually like 1 mana. But you gain 4 life as well. Cool. Defiant Healer is a 4-mana 2/2 white human cleric. It has lifelink, and whenever Defiant Healer deals damage, you gain that much life. Oh, it's got double lifelink. Oh, that's fun. Oh, that's fun. It's got double lifelink. I don't think that's good enough, but it's fun. Arcane Envoy is a 2-mana 1/1 white human wizard with flying. Arcane Envoy deals 1 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Boring. I think next time we see a good card, I'm heading out. I am running out of steam, and honestly, this prompt hasn't been that interesting. I could go, like, summon another prompt and do it over again, but it's such a hassle. Like, I don't know. I mean, let me know in the comments if you'd prefer that I, like, stop in the middle and do that, because I could. I could even edit that out, but then I have to edit that out, and then it's a whole other thing, and da-da-da-da-da. I'm one person. This is as good as it gets over here. No, I'm honestly been trying to cut back on like how much work my videos are, because they may not look it, but they're kind of taxing. Messenger of the Court is a 5-mana 2/3 white angel with flying. You may put a charge counter on Messenger of the Court. Wait, that's the cost? The cost is you may. Huh. Search your library for a creature card with flying. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. I really like this. It's 5 mana. It's too expensive, but like, this is just 0 mana. Repeatedly search your library for creature cards with flying. Like, this is tutor of a flyer. That's awesome. That's really cool. That's... it's expensive, but, like, the ability is wild. Like, you could just... 5 mana, then activate this ability, like, an infinite number of times, and draw every flyer out of your deck if you wanted to. Like, yeah, you could probably... even if this card itself is not a win-the-game card, if this card does not win you the game immediately, it can draw you a... like... there's gonna be enough flyers that you could actually assemble a perfect, like, combo. Now, you're playing this on 5, and then you're pulling the cards into your hand, and then you have to play them on 6, so, like, maybe it's too slow, but that's awesome. Judge of Jutland is a 2-mana 2/1 white human soldier with flying. Whenever Judge of Jutland or another soldier enters the battlefield under your control, you may gain 1 life. Pretty simple. Creature enter the battlefield, gaining a life effect. They're good, but I feel like you don't usually see it on such a strong body. Like, a 2-mana 2/1 flyer is a good body. It has the restriction of needing to be soldiers. I quite like this. I feel like this fits really well into a Life Gain Matters deck. And soldiers in white aren't that hard to find, aren't that hard to come by. It's not nearly as strong as, like, what's that one? That, like, ridiculous one that cares whenever any creature enters the battlefield, yours or your opponent's. But yeah, I think that's actually legit. Drogskull Ranger is a 2-mana 1/1 white human scout. When Drogskull Ranger enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land, put it into the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Again, not unplayably overpowered, but I would run it. I like this card. 2-mana 1/1 ramps you. That's great. And lastly, because I need to call it, Ageless Harvest is a 3-mana white and blue instant. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Well, that could have been better. I was really hoping that the multicolor would have given us something really cool. Oh well. I will leave you with this. For many millennia, we have honored you with reverence, honor, and tribute. Charm, feast day. Have a good night, everyone. I have been DarcyBits. This has been Unplayably Overpowered. I hope you join me in the eventual future where I tier list all of the cards I thought were worth saving in this endeavor. There was only 17 from today, which, when I say that aloud, still sounds like kind of a lot. So if we actually want to just so we know, there's 17, there's 25, so that would be 42. Then there's another 17, interesting. Very cool. So that's a 59. And then lastly, another 33 for, what's that? 92? Is it 92? 92 sounds right. That's going to be a ridiculous tier list, and I hope... I should set some time aside. You know what? I'm going to try. Here's what I'm going to try. I'm going to try and set some time aside, and I'm going to try and do it as like a live hangout with chat event. So I will try to communicate with you the best I can ahead of time, which means the final version of that video will probably take a little while to actually get to, because I need to, like, this video needs to come out, then I need to communicate with you when it's going to be, and then we got to make it happen. But I think that could be fun. I don't know. I don't know. I'm probably going to do it live and no one's going to be there, and that's going to be fine. These are for YouTube anyway. Anyway, I'm belaboring this outro. Have a good night, everybody. I hope you had a great time. I will catch you in the next one. Good night.